Eager Duchess Meghan Markle is determined to share her perspective regarding the royal family's racism controversy, but the dilemma is whether anyone truly cares to listen at this point. Greetings and welcome. As of now, I'm somewhat questioning why Omid Scobie even bothered penning Finding Freedom. What was his intent? Because from my vantage point, his reputation is shredded. He's basically ensured he'll never work in journalism again. He's provoked numerous issues for Meghan and Harry when they already had ample troubles. So genuinely, what was the motive behind publishing that unseemly book? I know he sought to injure the royals, particularly Catherine, but he failed in that petty mission too. As expected, the book faced extensive backlash. It was loaded with lies, falsehoods, exaggerations, and the depiction of Catherine was particularly hateful, just dreadful overall. To provide context, I'll remind you that Scobie tried convincing us Catherine is somehow inferior to Meghan. Less independent, less feminist because Catherine is perfectly content following orders from her superiors. And she actually tries to perform her duties well. Unlike Meghan, who just spouts off recklessly, believes she knows it all and won't accept advice from anyone. Yet somehow we were supposed to conclude from this that Meghan is admirable and Catherine is beneath her. No, it didn't work. The only thing that book achieved is reigniting the royal racism controversy due to the inclusion of two names, King Charles and Princess Catherine. Supposedly, they were the royals who made remarks about Archie's skin color prior to his birth. We still don't know precisely what was stated, and Scobie claims he didn't intend to include those names, but they accidentally appeared in an early Dutch translation. Well, who would buy that story? And now, as expected, Meghan Markle is attempting to dodge the backlash. According to Tom Bauer, Meghan has been battered by all the criticism Finding Freedom has received. And Bauer suggests Meghan wants nothing more than to wipe the slate clean after Finding Freedom launched an unnecessary assault on Princess Kate. So Bauer believes maybe Meghan will try writing her own memoir, which she probably will. We've been hearing rumors about that for some time, he said. As she feels increasingly bruised throughout the year, Meghan will want to have her say. Whereas Scobie was a disaster, she'll want to correct the impression that she collaborated on that book. Now Meghan may attempt this, but I don't think it will work. We already know she assisted Scobie in writing that fictitious book. It's clear as day. There's information in that book of lies that he couldn't have known without contacting Meghan and Harry in some capacity. And Scobie has been their biggest cheerleader for years now. We're supposed to believe they suddenly have no association, and I don't care that Scobie said they weren't involved either. He told The Standard, there are enough people around them and in their orbit who know the ins and outs of things. But to me, that still implies Harry and Meghan are guilty by association. If they're instructing people in their inner circle to pass information to Scobie, they are absolutely complicit. And Scobie is just as unskilled at lying as Meghan. He couldn't even keep his fabrication straight regarding how those names ended up in the Dutch translation. First he tried blaming the publishers, and he decided that wouldn't fly. So he tried throwing the translators under the bus, and they spoke out saying, absolutely not. We translated what we were provided. Eventually he confessed. He said unclear manuscript was given to a Dutch publisher with plans for the translation to be updated to match the final book. Yeah, right, Scobie. Understandably, the royal family was outraged by the absurd allegations in the book, especially King Charles and Princess Catherine being identified as the individuals who allegedly made racist remarks about Archie. Per the Mirror, the royals were said to be united in fury after the King and Princess of Wales were entangled in the racism controversy. I mean, originally Harry and Meghan made these accusations in that Oprah interview in 2021, and it should have concluded there. How would Scobie even obtain that information unless it originated from Harry and Meghan? They are the source of this fabricated tale. So good luck to Meghan attempting another book of lies to counter the book of lies published by Scobie in December. It won't succeed. She needs to accept that she's toast. Her reputation is irreparable. She's finished in Hollywood and the UK. The best thing she can do now is release Harry and find a new victim to manipulate, because I believe Harry is done. And now for my favorite part of this video, discussion time. Today we'll be talking about the comments you all left in response to the video. That video was all about how Doria has allegedly moved into Meghan and Harry's Montecito mansion. Supposedly she's residing in the guest house. Supposedly she's taking a break there because she and Harry are undergoing such difficult times. I suspect this is part of the impending divorce. Doria will move in and Harry will move out. Let's see what you all had to say. The first comment I'd like to share is from Appreciation for Queen Elizabeth. This user says drug and alcohol abuse are major causes of mental illness being delayed for proper treatment. The rants and ravings just have to be ignored by turning away from Markle and Harry completely. I agree with you. There is a lot of substance abuse here as well as mental illness in both Meghan and Harry. To be clear though, I don't think Meghan and Harry suffer from the same mental illnesses. I believe Meghan has several personality disorders, especially narcissism. Harry, on the other hand, I don't know. I don't think he's a narcissist. I think he has severe anxiety and serious unresolved trauma. But self-medicating with drugs and alcohol has only made things worse for both of them. Next is an insightful comment from Veronica Crabtree Hill. Veronica says Meghan's father reportedly called her princess, so he's partially responsible for spoiling her and giving her the impression whatever she wants, she gets. Until she encountered the Queen, who told her no. Veronica, I think you're really onto something. Now Thomas Markle tries to act like this isn't the girl he raised. He doesn't understand how she turned out this way. But looking back, it makes sense. He really gave her the idea she could be anything she wanted. I know he was just trying to build her confidence, but sometimes kids need to learn there are limits and boundaries. Learning to handle disappointment is so important early on, and I think that's something Thomas Markle tried to shield Meghan from, and just look how she turned out. We've got some responses too. Scott Brower agrees he is very much at fault, and Lois Leonard says, well, I don't know, isn't it glorious? Jan Wood says all fathers spoil their daughters, especially with no mother present. But Meghan isn't a child anymore. She just wants publicity and money, good or bad. Now Jan, you're right. All dads do dote on their daughters. But at the same time, something was missing from Meghan's upbringing. I don't think she was really taught right from wrong. The next comment is from Diane Eyre. Diane says she doesn't believe they ever owned that huge mansion or have any kids together. Nor does she believe the Markles are living together. She's tired of the press releases and asks why they published this trash. We are all over the Markles. Very sad if they have no better news to report. Gina responds, definitely no children. Yes, Diane, I completely agree. Journalism nowadays is dead. I really miss when we could trust the news. Now it's all PR puff pieces. You can't know what's true. And sadly, many people don't realize that. They see the fawning Meghan and Harry articles and believe them. It's all lies. Finally, I'll share this comment from Cam Fung, 3472. Cam says, like I said last year, Harry is high on marijuana since it's legal in California and supplied by his mother-in-law Doria. Even if he doesn't feel a motherly bond from the royals, that's just his excuse. He was swindled by his wife. I also don't believe she was ever pregnant. As for Doria living with them, it's probably for business, to avoid the DEA or IRS, so she doesn't pay taxes for any illegal dealings. Keep in mind she was with them in the supposed NYC car chase. She gets publicity along with them, even if dumb. As for Harry, who cares what he likes when he's just a doormat to Meghan, who's met her lovers at home many times, but he can't speak up. Meghan isn't called a yacht girl for nothing. I wouldn't be surprised if she has HIV. Kim, I agree with much you say. I don't think Meghan was ever pregnant. Harry's been completely taken advantage of, and it's not his fault he's not very bright. That's why I do feel some sympathy for him. He's been swindled, as you say. As for Meghan and Doria, those two are sick individuals. Now, I've also read theories that Harry and Meghan are big cocaine fans, which makes sense to me. Cocaine abuse causes the erratic behavior we've seen from them, and I guess Doria has all the connections. What do you think about Meghan writing a memoir? Please share below. If you enjoyed this, don't hesitate to like and share with friends. and subscribe so you don't miss any updates. Thank you for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.